we are in a cemetery in Bethlehem, PA. And as you can see, the steel stacks are just down there. There's one thing about this cemetery that is sad. So you see this portion, this area is actually upkept pretty well. But up here is a huge problem. And volunteers have been working tirelessly to not only help the situation, but to discover more headstones in this cemetery. The issue is up here is sandy soil. So with the erosion, the headstones are basically sliding downhill. And eventually, if they keep sliding downhill, they'll get reburied with soil. Now you're probably asking yourself, why is this portion so abandoned? Well, it's because when the families moved here to work for the iron industry, they were poor. And there were many times where their loved one died. They came up here during the night and buried their loved one. It wasn't with permission, it was unauthorized. But to be fair, when your loved one dies, when they're working all the time, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna bury them? So that's what they did, is they buried them up here. Years go by and the families either pass on themselves or they move elsewhere, leaving their loved one's grave unattended. And that is also what happened here. Now, mad props to the volunteers because they are working so hard to not only upkeep portions of this cemetery, but they also trying to connect descendants with their loved ones who are here. And they do have a Facebook page. It's Friends of St. Michael's Cemetery. And there's a group of volunteers that meet up, come here, work, unearth headstones, and they are doing a fantastic job. So mad props to the volunteers. Now we make our way through these weeds. You can see there's headstones all over. And there is reportedly a mass grave site here from the Spanish flu. Now, I was here during the summer and I could barely make my way through here. But wow. And it's just like the headstones, they go on. And all this up here is sandy soil. And as you can tell, as we get a little further up, you can tell that the headstones, well, more so the fence posts, like you can see that one right there, it's crooked. This one, you could tell is sliding over time. And we continue to go up, and the headstones, they become more visible as we go up. Now, another thing is this cemetery was vandalized a couple times. And you can see graffiti there. And you can see graffiti there. But the volunteers work hard in cleaning it up. But it's not only the graffiti. They come here and topple the headstones over and everything else. Look, there's flowers on that one. We'll get to that one momentarily. But look at all the headstones in a brush here. So we're still walking around the area, but as you can tell, the headstones, they keep going. And they're everywhere. When I visited this site in the summer, it was very hard for me to make my way through the brush. Not only make my way through the brush, but to actually see the headstones. So I returned here. It's late fall, almost winter time. And now I could see way more headstones than I did at the summer camp. But this is just sad. Everywhere. So not only are they sliding, but there's sinkholes. And sometimes when there's sinkholes by headstones, it's because the coffin collapsed. It's just crazy. So when people came here during the night to bury their loved one often was buried in milk crates, material from milk crates. Here's one with the sinkhole. Now, there could be more up there. No one knows for sure because the only published map of the cemetery is from 1930. And it even seemed then that the person who created the map, and I'll put their name below, it's slipping my memory at the moment, was also having trouble at the time. Marking the plots on a map, like who was interred in that particular plot. The problem I see is that's a big swell of land right there, and that could very well come down over time with erosion. And as you can see, we are very high up on the mountain. You can see the steel stacks way down there. It's a great view from up here though. There's Danny sitting down, making notes. This whole area is jammed up. Here's another perfect example. I'm standing straight. That headstone is leaning, meaning the soil underneath is going down. So what's going to happen over time is this headstone's going to topple, and as the soil continues to move in, it's going to bury that headstone. And the headstones keep going and going. Now I'm near the top and I don't see any more headstones up here. There is one right there, but that's the last one I see. There's a lot toppled over, recently uncovered. There's no way to mount it because what I'm walking on is mostly sandy soil. It's not sandy like the Pine Barrens. It's just, it's composed the way it's composed. There's another one on the ground. Here's a good spot where you can see the type of dirt it is. Right now it's cold, so whatever, it's pretty much frozen. But yeah. Here's an example of another one sliding so straight. That's my fingers, my hand is straight. You can see that's tilted that way. As I continue to show you what this large portion of the cemetery looks like now, let's discuss a bit about its history. St. Michael's Cemetery in Bethlehem, PA was established in the later 1860s, with land donated out of necessity. It became Bethlehem's burial site for the immigrants who worked and died in the area. They came here to seek a better life. This area is rich in history. Many families worked for the mills and factories, but most remained poor. In the 1930s, William Sinnott created a map of the burial locations at St. Michael's Cemetery, attempting to organize graves based on available data. However, the records were incomplete, with many graves, particularly those higher up in the hillside or deeper in the woods, missing. Severe erosion, wall failures, and harsh weather has caused numerous headstones to fall, slide, or become buried over time. Many gravestones were lost until recent times when volunteers unearthed over 500 stones that had been hidden beneath the sod for decades. Families of those interred have always been responsible for upkeeping the burial site of their loved ones. I'd like to mention an individual. Rosemary Buffington has done so much research of this area, and you could read some of her research at this website. She has also a published book that you can find on Amazon.